There are times when you'll need someone. I will be by your side. Oh, darling, there is a light that shines special for you and me. You need to look at the other side. You'll agree. Darling, open your eyes.
What's going on, fellas?
What's going on? What's going on, DJ? What's good with you? We in here.
What's good, fellas?
If y'all don't know, we got a special guest in here. We got a new face in here, y'all. We got a new face in here. You see him. You see him. Them Atlanta Falcons. You saw that background. We in here, Mr. Sean J. What's good with you, man?
What's good, fellas? What's good, fellas? Trying to get my background straight, man, but glad to be here, man. Thanks for inviting me. You know that. Appreciate you, man.
I like the other one.
I like the what?
I like the other one. Just the regular backdrop. You know what I'm saying?
Man, I wish it was a Georgia Dome. I wish it was a Georgia Dome, but hey, we haven't had any new luck in this new building, so
I might as well
take it back to the Georgia Dome days, man. But
yeah, man, I guess that's what happened when you spend all that money.
Nigga, sold they sold.
Dang.
A new stadium. Man. Well, what's good, Mr. 2-0, Mr. 0-2? Shoot, we either all
like two
undefeated
different sides
or winless.
The swinging pendulum, ain't it? It's just
yeah. Two different sides, man. You know what it is. We down in the basement, Sean J. We down in the basement. He's sitting up high, love. You know what I'm saying? They just won a division. They got a Super Bowl. He got the GOAT. They 2-0. They knocked off their what?
They're rivals.
You don't have no rivals, man. Tell me,
right? Officially, rivals. Sean Payton gone. Listen. Sean Payton is gone.
Uh-oh.
I don't hear none of this. What happened in the past with the Saints? Them days is over. Drew Brees is on his way to Canton. This ain't the same. No, this ain't the same organization. Even though they want to make it sound like it's the same organization, it's led by Dennis Allen. I know they still got whoever the GM is. I understand that. And still got Pete Carmichael, Mickey Loomis. There you go. But the man who's been running the ship 15 years, gone. And so is they damn team.
You see, he had to get something off his chest. He had to get something off his chest.
Off my chest, man. We out here. We chilling, man. You know what I'm saying? We up. But, my weight down. But, we up, though. we only three teams, in the NFC with a 2-0 record? Life's good, man. What I say? Life good. Life's good, though.
Yeah, man.
What's going on with y'all, though?
Sean, we in the bottom. We in the bottom right now. This is interesting, man. We might as well go ahead and
that's why I said it.
I mean, we both barely lost. So the NFL is razor sharp, man. It's razor thin between 2-0 and 0-2. We could have won both of our games if we'd have closed a drive in each game, but we came up short. So we 0-2. The basement's not too far from the top right now. So I'm cool.
It's crazy, Sean. You bring that up, man, because when you look at us, we got 2 losses, both of us, right? We both are 0-2, and the total points, 5 points for both teams.
5 points.
5 points for both teams from being 2-0. Now, I am going to say this though, Sean.
Right.
Good teams find way to win football games. Bad teams find way to lose football games.
Right. Find a way to lose.
I'm close to hitting the lottery all the time.
I think we played better competition, personally.
Well, let's get into it.
I think Carolina lost to
better competition. You lost to the team that we beat by 10.
We can get into how y'all beat them, but you won.
I mean, look.
But I was watching the game. I didn't see anything. Nothing showed me top tier NFL team watching you guys. For the past 2 weeks,
you can go into
win
how
is a win,
I did the preview for the Giants and Panther game, and Mike will be attest to this. When you watch the tape, they're just sound. When a team is just sound, it might not be, spectacular. It might not be the Buffalo Bills. I mean, outside of Buffalo Bills and probably the Chiefs, who's in the AFC, which we're going to be seeing next week, nobody's playing spectacular. Like, if you think about, look, we got 3 teams that are 2-0, right? Giants, Bucks, Philly.
And Philly. Yeah. Philly playing.
You could argue Philly's the best looking team,
right?
But they have their flaws too. They look good in that at home playing with them dirty bird. Well, that's y'all. Fly Eagle Fly, whatever the hell they are over there. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, they're gonna have to play that tough game, and we're gonna see what it's about. Then they had one last week. I think they beat last week.
Who? Philly.
Or was that another kind of walk away?
Now Monday night they beat the Vikings. They beat Kirk Cousins. Vikings.
That's not even a game.
I want to hear that you picked them.
I did, but Kirk Cousins is 2-8 in prime time. Well, Monday Night Football games, and guess who the 2 teams he beat? The Chicago Bears. The last 2 years when they're trash. So that game don't count. Y'all want to talk about games that don't count? That one don't.
It do count. That's Minnesota, and you picked them. So don't do that now that there's a team that don't count. Now it's a team that don't count. I had the
wrong record. If I had that record, I probably would have picked the other direction. But I didn't have that record. I didn't have the prime time Monday Night Football game. But Sean J, we gotta get to the Pick'em League, man. We got to add you to that.
Let me do it, man. I'll win that, no problem, man. Hey, add me. I'll go ahead and take over, man. I'm picking all W's, Falcons every week.
Yeah. Well, we got in the chat, man. What's going on, Richard? Brian, Shelly. Oh, Shelly up there.
What's going on, Shelly?
Yeah,
Falcons. Sad with it. Is that her answer? I think, is this a good way to just go ahead and segue into the first topic?
Let's go.
DJ, I already know where Sean going with this. You know where I'm going with this. All right, you already know where I'm going with this. But do you want to, since you're the oddball in this, the unbiased one, do you want to start it off, my brother? And then we give our take. Or you want to hear us? Then you.
I want to hear y'all. Y'all know y'all schedules. Y'all seen y'all teams. I've seen them too.
Right.
But y'all been analyzing this because I know right now y'all do not like to be 0-2. And y'all like, what's going on and when can this get fixed? Mike, Sean, when can this get fixed? Who gonna get it first?
Mike got it. Mike, go ahead.
I started off. It's gonna get fixed next week.
Not this week, but next week.
Next week, I gotta be real. We play the Arizona Cardinals. We own the Arizona Cardinals. That's gonna be a football game we'll be able to win. Be transparent. If you look at this roster on paper, Carolina Panthers are better. They're more superior on defense and offense. The issue is coaching. If I had to say what's the silver lining here or what's the separator, it's the coaching. I trust Arthur Smith and his game plan at the NFL level better than I trust Matt Rhule. Has shown time in and time out that he cannot win football games when teams score more than 17 points. I think it's crazy. It's like 1-24. It's something out of this world record. It's worse than Kirk Cousins' Monday night record. It's piss poor.
Regular prime time. I think it's like 8-20.
Right. So it's piss poor. Now I will say this. I will say this. If we can ever get it together, which I got a little bit of doubt, we are one of the most dangerous teams in the NFC South. If we can ever get it together, because on paper we are more talented or just as talented as the quote unquote Bucks, if you ask me.
So, Mike, I got a question you on for that. What up, Tyree? You said dangerous. By dangerous, please categorize that. Like, what do you mean dangerous? I mean, you got Baker Mayfield, who's probably, could we say maybe the worst quarterback in this division?
That's fair. Right
I
now.
mean, a defense that,
Right now.
struggles to run.
We did better last week.
Did a little better last week. An offensive line that has its struggles.
We've been sorry when we do what we're supposed to do, but I'll tell you that in a little bit.
Like,
I'll explain. You want me to explain, or you want to keep talking? You want me to explain, or you want to keep talking?
Let me get back my backdrop.
All right. So look, dangerous, meaning once we find out our identity, right? Our identity should be smash mouth, running the football, so very similar to what the Atlanta Falcons are doing. Us and probably the Saints are the two teams that haven't figured out what our strengths are on offense. Even the Bucs. The Bucs don't even know. They're figuring it out. But Atlanta knows what their offense is. We're going to run the ball. We're going to run it with our quarterback. We're going to run it with our running backs. We're going to run it with our receivers. We're going to run it. Every once in a while, we hit you with a play action boot, throw the ball to one of these big receivers that can win jump balls and keep the chains moving. Everybody know what the identity is for Atlanta. The problem is the Carolina Panthers want to be the Kansas City Chiefs. The Carolina Panthers want to be the previous Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They want to be the Los Angeles Rams. They want to air the ball out and just put the game in the hands of Baker Mayfield, who is not in position and not, in my personal opinion, doesn't have the talent to be that guy. Can he win you football games when you got good things around him? Absolutely. Absolutely, he can do that. But I think once we find the identity of running the football and continue to work like we did in the run game this past game and play defense, secondary's been doing their thing, we're going to win a lot of football games as long as Matt Rhule doesn't get in the way. If y'all ever read a book by the name Tyrese wrote a book, even though he's still getting in his own way. It's called Getting Out of Your Own Way. Matt Rhule is in his own way. We can't win because he can't get out of his own way. But like I said, if we can ever get it together, the talent's there, and we're going to be dangerous, DJ. Ron Rivera is not the same kind of coach. I don't want to keep going on this rant. But Ron Rivera was in year three, started off 1-3, lost his first 2 games. They were calling for this man's head. Fire him. And Jerry was this close. He goes on, we finished that season 12-4 and win the division. So that's what I mean by dangerous, if they can figure it out. The issue is, I don't know if Matt Rhule can do it.
I was about to say, y'all far off from that. Yeah. I don't think y'all got the talent. Was Luke Kuechly on that team? Was Luke on that team?
Yeah, he was on that team.
Yeah, I don't have a Luke. Yeah, I don't have a Luke, man. Y'all probably had Julius Peppers back. No, that's a whole different atmosphere than what you guys in right now. But what you did describe Atlanta, I like how you hyped us up. We are much better than you guys. So to answer the question, we will get a win this week. But we will get a win in Seattle this week. We beating Geno Smith, right? We can't lose to Geno Smith again. Again, he came and beat us as a rookie in 2013 with the Jets. He came into the Georgia Dome and beat us, right, that year. Same game, Julio Jones broke his foot. But we get the W this week. So, like you said, man, the Panthers, you guys have put all of this into Baker Mayfield, right? So you really want to showcase him, right? You got points to prove with Baker Mayfield. You got points to prove with Matt Rhule. He know his job is on the line. You guys are trying to get him fired every single week. So you think he's gonna ground and pound it out to keep pounding, what pun intended? You think he's gonna keep pounding the ball to win the game, or is he trying to save his job? Or can he save it by running the ball? Or can he save it, period?
I think he can save it, and Jameis Winston might be the reason he does save it. This could be a week here. Jameis hasn't played well against the Carolina Panthers at all. His entire career, it's been rough. I believe Jameis is 4-6 as a starter against the Carolina Panthers. I mean, he's thrown 9 touchdowns to 16 interceptions. That's almost a 1-to-2 ratio. So we know we could. That's why we call him Santa Jameis, because he's gonna give us gifts. You know what I'm saying? So I appreciate this game coming up. Now, did I say next week? Absolutely, I said next week. It's because I know it's guaranteed. I can't say I trust Matt Rhule to win this football game. However, the Carolina Panthers have not. They're one of the only teams that don't have if not the only team in the NFL that does not have a forced turnover. Not at all. Now, week 3 will be that week that we get a forced turnover. Santa Jameis, we getting them, baby. We getting them. And that could be the difference of us winning and losing this football game.
And I did want to touch on that Kyle Pitts. So when Mike was saying that Arthur Smith knows what he's doing, he's a much better coach, but then he come out and make statements saying that this is not fantasy football when he's asked about why Kyle Pitts isn't more getting more targets, right? He is the top wide receiver top tight end that was drafted ever. So he's one of the highly paid tight ends. He's the best player on offense, the number one mismatch. Your job as an offensive coach is to scheme him open. If you can't scheme him open, at least scheme mismatches to where you can give him the chance to show that he's better than the person across from him. The lack of targets, 4 catches in 2 games, that's not going to cut it. So when you talk about this is not fantasy football, you got to get your best player the ball to win the game, right? If you could say Kyle Pitts gets 10 catches these in 2 games, that could be the difference in 2 wins or 2 losses. 4 receptions is that's just bad coaching. It's not player. You got to be able to get Kyle Pitts in the game. You got to be able to at least give him a chance in the red zone. Put the ball up. He's 6'6". He's bigger than anybody that's going to line across from him. If you got double teams on him, you at least got Drake London, who's looking like the best rookie wide receiver in the game right now. Oh, some on your neck, some going on with your neck, Mike. But the best rookie wide receiver in the game right now. 160 yards, a touchdown. You know, think around 10 catches, 160 yards. That come on. He has shown last week going against Jalen Ramsey that he's not scared of competition. But we didn't make enough plays. So I think Arthur Smith,
Garrett Wilson.
He got to stop.
Garrett Wilson, the dog.
Garrett Wilson.
Sorry.
I have not.
Chat.
Who
gonna get the first dub? Atlanta or Carolina? Can to you, Sean J. I just want to get some.
My bad.
Who won't get their first dub? Is it going to be Atlanta or Carolina?
We're going to beat Seattle this week. We're going to beat Seattle this week, right? I'm going to go ahead and put that out there. We're going to win 27-17. So we're going to get double digits, right? No, Desmond Ridder is not better than Mariota right now. Please.
Yeah, and that's why Kyle Pitts ain't getting them targets. You want to blame Arthur Smith. It could be the deficiency in your quarterback.
Mariota is stumbling, bumbling, fumbling like Chris Berman used to say. So he is stumbling, dropping the ball, dropping snaps. Cost us a game or 2. So he threw a pick down 28-3. We came all the way back against the Super Bowl winning LA Rams in they stadium. Hey, shout out, man, the Atlanta Buzzers, whoever we may be. But don't lose to the Buzzers though. When we play you guys,
that's a lot harder than you think it is.
I do too, DJ. Get them.
Seattle.
Watching them, that 12, because I was making fun of them. They need a 12, 13, 14, 15 man. But that defense been strong, red zone strong. Yeah, I'm not going to just go up to this place is still what this place is. And, you know, Pete
I think offensively we do a lot of good things, man. I think we established the run to start, right? So that opens up our play action, our rollouts to where we can get these big guys on the edges and get them the ball. But what we gotta do is 2 weeks.
I'm just saying, and the preseason, y'all been showing this for a little while now.
Yeah, but we averaging what? We averaging like 27 points a game. So we got to be able to stop people. We got to be able to stop people right during the game, right? We wasn't able to stop the Saints for in the fourth quarter, right? For 3 quarters, we put the clamps on them. For 3 quarters, the Rams did anything they wanted against us, but the fourth quarter, we put the clamps on them. So we got to put together a 4-quarter game on both sides of the ball.
So you feel like this game is a great opportunity to finally play 4 quarters. You played 3 in one game, played 4 in the other, 4th quarter in another. So now you're saying because you did that week 1, you did that week 2, you're gonna find a week 3 and you're gonna get it, right?
I think we can play a good 2 to 3 quarters and still beat the Seattle Seahawks. So I really don't. It's not the same.
Ooh, it was the same for Russ. Ask Russ.
He ain't ride that game.
They had they had more to play for that game. I think they had a different energy about them. It's the Atlanta Falcons coming into town, man. It's 2 0-2 teams. The stadium, they're not gonna be breaking decimal records against us, right? So,
but you gotta realize they're as excited victory as you are. They're looking at this game like, we playing the Atlanta Falcons. They 0-2. They 1-1.
Right.
Let's not act like they just like, they know they're not. They're not the tops of the top, but they're looking at y'all like, hey, we can get this game. Fans coming to the game. Oh, we can get this game. Let's turn it out.
We came back down to earth this week. I think.
Hey, I can't wait for that game. Woo.
Okay.
So you think they'll get them this week? Mike,
anything short but a guarantee.
I mean, if it's based off of what y'all saying, right? So, who's gonna get it first?
I mean, Mike already said that he think that the Saints gonna get him this week.
Well,
I think that we're gonna beat the Seahawks. But
I don't think y'all gonna beat the Seahawks though. I don't think y'all gonna beat the Seahawks.
Damn.
Yeah. Y'all messed it up, I think, week 1. If I had to guess, looking at schedules right now, right? So, looking at Atlanta, y'all got Seattle this week. Y'all got Cleveland at home. Then y'all got us. And then you got Seattle. You got San Fran. I can get that Cincy. I think Cincy gonna be. I don't know. Cincy just horrible. But I'm not gonna say that far down yet. I feel better about y'all getting Cleveland than I do for some reason getting Seattle in Seattle.
I think we get both, man. I think we 2-2. We're gonna be tied at the top of the division after 4 weeks.
Ooh, hey, Sean, you said this on CB, what's it? Who That Nation podcast, right? So
right.
You feel pretty confident that your team is gonna be competing with maybe not the division, but at least for that second spot, potentially a wild card, right?
What's in this cup?
I think we played competitive football. Yeah, I mean, because you got to think about it, man. The past 2 to 3 years, that Falcon team go out to LA and we lose by 20, 30. We don't make it a game. Like we should have took week 1. We lost it. I would admit that, but you guys saw that's a different team. They folded at the end, but it was some good things that happened in that game. You saw a pass rush, you saw a run game. You did see the quarterback that wasn't sacked as much, right? Matt Ryan normally gets sacked 4 or 5 times against the Saints, right? We only gave up 1 quarterback hit. We did give up 2 sacks against the Rams, but we're talking about Aaron Donald and the crew, right? So I don't think Aaron Donald even got a sack that game. So Chris Lindstrom, right, our big-time guard, put some paws on that boy. So we do got some good things going on, but the record is not reflecting. And I think that is going to start to show sooner or later, right? You lose big. You lose big at first, you lose close, then you start to win close, and then you win bigs. I think we're starting to lose close right now.
That's cute.
Then we're going to start winning. Right. So we making progress. We was losing big last year. We was getting blew out all last year, even though we won 7 games. The games we did lose, we got blew out.
So
now we're fighting, but we're going to start to chip away and beat these teams that we should beat. Right? Nobody had us beating the Saints, or I think we was supposed to get blew out according to you guys, man, against the Saints and the Rams. Nobody predicted us to be close. We didn't get to play Jacoby.
Yeah, yeah. You can go back and look that. We said that was supposed to be a blowout. The Rams supposed to be a blowout. They started that way.
Right. And I think I commented on you guys' videos, right? I did say that Matthew Stafford was going to give us a shot to be in that game, and we got 2 interceptions off of him. So he threw one in the end zone, and he threw one over the middle against Michael Walker. So he kept us in the game. So, hey, man, I'm not Negro Dumbest, bro, but we might be some kin. I better believe y'all better start listening to me, man.
All right. Yeah, that happened. You know, Matthew Stafford's been sort of like Jameis he been turning the ball over like crazy this year, and he actually led the league last year in interceptions. Right. So it's not surprising that he did that. But it's interesting, DJ. Let's get your answer on who do you think is going to get the first dub.
If I had to really look at this, Atlanta definitely, I would say, knows their identity, and like you said, Mike, Carolina don't. Well, from the outside looking in, it's kind of obvious, but, you know, we're not the ones coaching this team. And Matt Rhule and Ben McAdoo, they're deciding to do what they want to do. So all that being said, looking at the schedule, like you said, Mike did point out that they play Arizona next week. I know you got Seattle this week, and y'all have the best chance, Atlanta, to, I think, win this week out of both y'all games. I want to say Atlanta's going to be off the snide first, but...
You said it. That's it. You said it.
If y'all don't win this week, it's going to be Carolina. I can't go against... they haven't lost to Arizona in, 4 or 5 years.
Yeah,
and they don't look no better. And it seems like now Kyler Murray's paid. Usually when quarterbacks get paid, their play drops. And this team, I don't think they're going to figure it out. I just don't. They got a decent defense. Their offense is going to run through Kyle Murray, and he's just not what they paid for, but they paid him anyway. So, yes. If y'all can get this game this week, it'll be Atlanta. If you don't, it's going to be Carolina next week.
I'll tell you.
Right now, as I stand right now, is Atlanta.
So with that being said, I think this is a great time. So we got, I probably be real, I think this is an even sweep. I feel the same way, and that's what I'm saying. If I feel more confident winning next week's game than this week's game. But I think this is a perfect time to segue. So the Atlanta Falcons, more than likely, we're giving them this week, more than likely to win this, to be the first one off the goose egg. Great time to transition to Jameis Winston. Both of y'all have played against Jameis Winston this season. One was successful. One was very close. What are your take on the New Orleans Saints and Jameis Winston and that offense specifically? Has he gone back? I know it was a week later. He didn't do much the first 3 quarters against y'all, Sean J. But that fourth quarter, he got electric. But that's known to be Jameis. Jameis can do that. But then he went back to – he played not too bad the first 3 quarters. And then he went to boo-boo and just turned it over like crazy in the fourth quarter. Jameis known to do that. So has he gone back, or is this just truly who Jameis is, regardless what team he's going to be on? We can expect this. Y'all played him. Y'all – hey.
Well, okay. So I do think to a degree Jameis has turned the corner. I mean, we also got to remember Alvin Kamara was out that game, right? Which I think Alvin Kamara even helps their wide receivers because, like I said, Michael Thomas is not like that. I'm going to leave that out there for that to soak a little bit. Chris Olave, not like that. He reminds me of he's just a fast player that gets down the field. He ain't fighting for nobody. He ain't no Garrett Wilson. I know Saints fans, not Saints organization was mad that he got picked. I think the pick before they picked Olave. And Jarvis Landry, I don't know what happened to him. Like, he just disappeared off the map. I think, like I said, without Alvin Kamara, Mark Ingram fumbling. I mean, how many fumbles this guy got already? I mean, that team on offense was non-existent. They could not get open. Because, like I said, Michael Thomas, all that hype is just, that's all it is. Slant Boy is who he is.
My mouth is closed on him. I can't say shit about Michael Thomas.
I am. Because I called it before this game even happened. He only got stats because we were already 2 touchdowns or 2 scores up on it. That's what he wanted. I was talking to Mike on the phone. I think we already covered this. And I said it. I said, now that we're up 20 to 3. Yeah. Michael Thomas is now gonna get some yards and he's gonna get a touchdown. He said, yeah. Long and behold, that same drive, he did that. Ain't seen him flex or nothing like that because they're getting their ass kicked. But anyway, moving on from that. I don't think it is the same Jameis Winston. I don't. I think it's a little different. I think he just got caught in the blender, which is his old team, which knows him the best, that he was there for 5 years playing the actual position of quarterback. Because Todd Bowles changed his entire game plan against Jameis. Mike or Sean, how many times out of 46 dropbacks would you guess Todd Bowles would have blitzed Jameis Winston?
46 times.
I was about to say 30, 24 half the time. 11.
Ain't no. Well, yeah.
Go look at the next.
I agree.
Step. They changed the whole plan. They played coverage because they knew what he was gonna do. They know James. We talked about this with Baker. You know what I'm saying? Like, teams got stuff with players that used to be on their team. They knew if we sit back, listen to the Devin White comments. We were just gonna sit back. We knew he was gonna give us one. But he gave us 2 of them things. You know what I'm saying? So that was the game plan. They knew it. Just sit back, be patient, let the line in front of you rush, which they rushed for majority of the time, and Shaq Barrett was eating, still getting pressure. Yeah, I mean, it was just a good game plan. I don't think we're going to get Jameis 15, 16, 17 interception Jameis. I just think it was a one-off due to him playing and the way we played him, and it just played out that way.
But I think that game plan is what cost us the game, because in the reverse, we blitzed Jameis, we sent safeties, we sent linebackers, we got sacks early, and he couldn't get off until the fourth quarter, up 16. That's when we played coverage. Now we was playing more quarters, we was playing zones, and that's when he picked us apart and threw for over 200 yards in the fourth quarter. So when we played coverage, that turned the game for him. He got confidence when we played coverage, but when we was sending the blitz at him, he looked like, a kid that, ran into the toy store, didn't know what toy they want to pick up. He was just looking all around. He didn't know where he wanted to go. So when we flustered him early, those first 3 quarters, we stopped it in the fourth quarter. That cost us the game. And I think what we're talking to, bro, you get the full Jameis Winston experience. He either gonna be all the way on or he gonna be all the way off. So that's what he did with us. He was off for 3 quarters and turned it on in the fourth. You guys, he was off the whole game. He was missing Chris Olave early because I thought he had Chris Olave deep at least 2 times in that first half, and he missed them. And Chris Olave is, like you said, he's just a fast guy. He's really I want to say a one route guy, 1 or 2 route. He really don't have too much in his package. He's very slim, small guy, so he can get behind you. Jameis just missed him, and I think that could have turned the game for you guys because your offense was not there for the first 2 to 3 quarters.
It never is against the Saints.
But if he would have hit Olave early, he missed him. Olave was behind the safety.
Yeah, but that last pick that he threw to Jamel Dean, Chris Olave didn't even attempt. He was just too busy running. He didn't even try to stop, cause contact or nothing.
But that was a different time of the game, though, man.
But I'm just saying though, he still could have went up if he was like that.
Well, ain't nobody saying he like that.
The ball.
But he had him beat. He had him beat. Like what he's saying is he had steps on him. All he do is drop it there.
I don't understand what he's saying, but I'm just saying, like Chris Olave, if you don't hit him in stride, it seems like he ain't gonna do nothing else. He's just gonna either run past the ball, not catch up to it. He ain't going like, what I'm saying? He's
not a catch and run guy. He's not gonna catch it like Tyreek 5-10 yards and take it to the house.
He's not right now.
He got to get behind you.
See, the great thing about you two, I got a chance to watch both of you play before we have to play them, right? And so what you said was perfect. DJ, you all played a different defense coverage style. You didn't have to send blitzes because your front was going to get there because the Saints offensive line is nowhere near like it used to be. That's number one. Second, you got to think. The Atlanta Falcons was one of the worst teams in sacks last year, so they had to come with pressure at Jameis. So that's why they came with pressure, and that threw them off because they couldn't just get it with their front four, which is what you said, Sean J., which is why y'all went to the coverage and you had to send the pressure. So to me, I've seen Jameis play out of 8 quarters, 1 good one. That's it. I've seen him play 1 good quarter. I just gave you numbers and stats. I know. Yeah, the numbers are numbers, whatever. But the man has 9 total touchdowns to 16 interceptions against the Carolina Panthers. And this isn't just the Ron Rivera Carolina Panthers. If you go back to week 2 when he did play us, he gave us probably about 3 or 4 turnovers then. Jameis Winston doesn't usually play well against the Carolina Panthers. He turns the ball over, so we can expect that. I say that to say this. If he does that again against us this week, that's going to be his narrative. I guarantee you that. That's going to be Jameis Winston's narrative. And it's unfortunate because I like Jameis. As a Florida State fan, a guy that watched him, rise up, I was rooting for him. And I'm still rooting for him, just not when we play him. But the young man is about to get the narrative that he is a turnover machine. And it's unfortunate because it's going to happen again unless he's hurt and doesn't play. If he plays, it's going to happen again. I guarantee you that.
Well, I'm not spending that much time on the Saints, but I am a little interested because I know I watched the Bucks. Nobody was getting open. Like, he just can't throw the ball out there and he'll do what y'all just said he was going to do. None of those receivers are getting open. That's why Jawan Johnson was getting, targets. He didn't have Alvin Kamara out the backfield to help him. You know what I'm saying? So, I don't know. Like I said, it's this overhyped Saints wide receiving core right now. I'm going to go back and watch the other game. Because Michael Thomas, outside of those 2 touchdowns, what the hell did he do? He's the one that was supposed to be the number 1 that's supposed to be out here eating, right? Jarvis Landry was the one that had to come alive and do what he did. Chris Olave, the exciting wide receiver, what is he doing? You say he runs 2 routes. He runs the deep post, the 9, and the out route. That's all I've really seen this kid really run.
Mm-hmm. Right. Okay.
Who is getting open with this? You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm asking. I think this wide receiving core was overhyped, and Saints fans need to relax with that because I don't think they're as good as they're trying to make it seem like they are.
Okay.
I agree. I think Brian Burns can put some pressure on Jameis Winston this week. Another fellow knows in the pros. That's what we do. Brian Burns can get to Jameis, man. If you guys can get to Jameis this week, I think he might have a good chance at probably still in this game, but I'm just not sure about Baker going up against that Saints defense, man. Can he be consistent enough to beat that defense? Right. You got to be able to run the ball.
What Jameis are you expecting to come out here, though? Do you think it's going to be revert back to what everybody's calling a turnover machine, or you think Mr. Steady Eddie, which, I guess you could say he hasn't been, nothing out, crazy with the Saints, but I mean, I
think you can force Jameis into turnovers because he's not the most patient quarterback. I think he will press. He will try to break that narrative about the turnovers, but he press. So he try to impress too much. So I think he'll throw it deep. He'll try to squeeze something in there. But can the Panthers defense really take advantage of the chances that he take? We dropped the interception against him, so we didn't get any turnovers off of Jameis. So I think you really got to take advantage of when he do get on opportunities like Matthew Stafford. He's gonna throw something to you. So it's about if you take advantage of it like the Bucs did with the pick six, put the game. What was that? The pick six was the first touchdown you scored, and then you scored an offensive touchdown after that, or was the other way around?
That was the second.
Yeah, the pick six put the game out of reach. So you got to take advantage of when he do get them opportunities because he will.
Yeah, he did the same thing in Tampa. I used to tell DJ that all the time. That Jameis Winston, he might not have the best defense out there, but he ain't helped them either. Because now you gave points to the other team by throwing a pick six. Like that. So
sounds like y'all both think the same thing then. That he gonna revert back to forcing, and he might have to, because like I said, these wide receivers aren't getting open.
I mean, the Buccaneers locker room think that. Ask Devin White.
No,
what they talked about before the game.
No,
so they said the same thing before the game about him.
You listen to
that's
that.
What he said.
You listen to that video.
Oh, we got footage.
No, I'm just saying, if you listen to the video, Chris Godwin
we listen to you.
And Devin White got in an argument over that. Like, why you say that about Jameis? And they got in a fight. He was talking about getting apple juice, and I wish we should have got
really stop.
You said who? Who is Devin White? Levante. Chris Godwin.
Chris Godwin. They got into
and he it seemed like they were face to face because Devin White sounded like, dude, why you he's not even why would I say something good about he's not even on our team no more?
Right.
And it seemed like Chris Godwin took some offense to it, but Leonard Fournette was like, I'm live, relax, you know what I'm saying? Don't get too much into what it sounded like you, because it sounded like Chris Godwin was waiting to go on that airplane to approach Devin, and he couldn't do it because of what was said on there. It was like, I can't.
Well, if you think about it,
so I want to go back to that last season, right? I ain't gonna spend too much time on this. I always felt like there was a rift between the defense and the offense, because I felt like the offense felt like the defense didn't do enough early, and then the defense, when they got their stuff together, the offense and Jameis was just throwing picks, what I'm saying. It just got ugly because Chris Godwin got hurt and Mike Evans at the end of the season got hurt. If I'm not mistaken, he played 3 or 4 picks almost each game towards the end of the season, and they felt like because when they got right, they had a chance to win those last couple games. And the defense definitely, JPP. I remember JPP wasn't happy. Devin White definitely made it known. And I just think they still have resentment because of what happened at the end of that season.
You ended the season with a pick six in overtime to Deion Jones. Imagine guys have to go into the offseason off of that.
Yeah,
I mean, the defense watched that, man, from the sideline. So what Devin White said, he said that on the field in the immediate aftermath of that game. I think that was the true feelings of what the locker room was about, what the locker room felt about Jameis. Yep, Chris Godwin can be after the fact, can see that, he shamed his homeboy, which they probably still cool.
Well,
I think the truth came from Devin White.
too.
Yeah, that's when he became all pro with Jameis.
That was him and Mike Evans' best years as a pro. So I mean, that, especially Mike Evans, I know that's like his dog. You know what I'm saying? But Mike Evans is a pro. He's gonna play. Obviously he loves Tom Brady. I mean, Tom Brady's the GOAT. But they love Jameis. And like I said, I think the offense, like I said, it was a rift between the two. And I just think that showed with what Devin White said at the end of that game, which I mean is what it is. I mean, I don't give a damn.
Yeah.
But I don't think he's gonna. I think he go back to Mr. Check down and we're gonna kick the ball. I think that's gonna come back. Unless it's like dire. I don't see him doing what he used to do, coming out the gate swinging, throwing pick sixes and stuff that 1 year. So I mean, I don't think he's gonna start doing that again.
Nah, I think this is gonna be a lot of quick dink and dunk, get it out of his hands, just to protect him from himself.
Yeah, they're gonna hit Slam Boy a lot. 8-yard routes, strong hands, get him the ball real quick, get 8, 9 yards, 10 yards maybe. They ain't gonna be taking many shots. Like I said, they may take 1 or 2 more to Chris Olave, but they're gonna go back to that dink and dunk, get the ball to Alvin Kamara, run the ball. Juwan Johnson. I think him and Juwan are kind of getting a connection. So
right. But like I said before the season started, that timing, the timing element between him and Mike Thomas, you can see during the Falcons game, it's not there. I don't think Jameis Winston is a 1, 2, 3 and hit the slant. I don't think he's that type of quarterback. Jameis Winston is a kind of hold the ball and let them get open.
Yeah, let play develop. He's a develop. He lets the play develop.
He got to let the play develop, and Mike Thomas got to be open off the. By the time he hit that back foot, that ball needs to be coming out.
That's right
for that slant route. And I think that's a mismatch between them two. Because he hit the 2 touchdowns he hit against the Falcons were back shoulder touchdowns. It was nothing over the middle with Michael Thomas. So he hit a back shoulder twice. So, but that's not in the normal flow of an offense. So for them to be clicking drive to drive, like you say, dink and dunk all the way down the field, I don't think that's un-Jameis-like. I don't know if he can do that for an entire game.
And that's my take on it too, because Michael Thomas is a precise timing wide receiver. So like you said, you got to be able to throw it in anticipation. That's why these shorter drags and these slants and all those things work for him. And Drew Brees was the type of guy that, he went through his read step. You've seen how he warm up. He was going to get that ball out of his hands quickly and accurately short. And so that's why he thrived. Jameis Winston, like you said, he pats, and waits for you to get open. And Michael Thomas isn't the type of route runner. He can run routes. I'm not saying he can't, but he's not that type that's going to be able to get a large separation. So if he's waiting for a large separation to throw him that ball, they're going to have a lot of missed opportunity in plays, and he's going to be getting sacked.
Yeah, because Jameis looks deep, then comes in. He doesn't start kind of mid to short like Drew Brees did in that year that they won that, he got the receptions and, whatever title, whatever it was.
Offensive player of the year.
All that stuff.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I think they'll go back to, I think Jameis is going to start looking shorter, like instead of looking for that deep ball, and they're going to have shots where he's like, all right, pick that. But outside of that, you keep on hitting it low or hitting it, hitting it mid to running back. So, all right. Last topic. Suspensions. Mike Evans got suspended for knocking the crap out of Marcus Lattimore as he does every year. And the NFL did not, approve the appeal. Tom Brady called it ridiculous. Sean and Mike, was it ridiculous? And how'd you feel about it when you did it?
So you, Mike?
No, it's not ridiculous, man. That man went over there and look, I know my stuff probably acting up because they know how hot I am right now about this crazy stuff. Tom Brady tripping, talking about ridiculous. Look, Michael Thomas didn't Look, he went a straight line to this man. He went all around everybody else. They were pushing and shoving this and that. He was waiting for an opportunity and said, as soon as he do something, I'm stealing off on him. I'm going to steal off on him. And Tom was like, yeah, boy, yeah. And then I think him and Lenny got into a little shove match. That's all he needed was somebody to put some hands on it. He put some hands on somebody. He said, boom. I mean, he went to work. No, it should.
He was the water boy.
Right. He went out there. All right, so you got to understand. Look. Mike Evans, and the black community knows this, and it's sad that it's like this, but, you know, he a little light-skinned, curly hair.
Yeah.
You know, he come off as a Mr. Nice guy, you know, somewhat kind of soft. Now, I don't think he's soft, but, you know, people tend to categorize. It's unfortunate, but people tend to do that. So his like Steve Smith had the short man syndrome. He got the light skin, the highlight bright man syndrome. That he had to go out there and flex his muscles and let everybody know I ain't no punk. I'm not soft out here. And y'all seen it before, and you're gonna see it again. So he did what he did. It helped y'all win the game. Now you got to deal with the suspension. It's
sensitive. He's sensitive. That's it. He's sensitive. And you can tell Marshawn Lattimore has been getting under his skin for the last few years. And he was doing a drive-by. You can see him creeping in the background behind Brady. He was like looking like, oh, that's him? That's him over there? And he was waiting, like Mike said, he was waiting for something to pop off. And he stole off on him. I don't agree with the suspension, though. I would say that. I don't agree with the suspension, right? It was but he suspended for the way that it looked, right? The way that the brawl broke out, but it was just a push, a shove. You see much more violent shit happen during the game. It was just a cheap shot. Like, you probably got suspended for being too sensitive, man, for a weak move. You know, but that wasn't nothing, man. He just really shoved him a little bit hard. I don't really agree with the suspension. I really thought that he should probably, you know, appeal it for the next 2 weeks and then be out for week 5, you know, and then they uphold it for week 5. So I wish they would have stayed it for a couple weeks and then he'll be out versus the Falcons. But
I knew that
since
was
he's
going
gonna be out this week.
We don't need it.
But no, man, that was just a weak move. I don't think it granted a suspension though, man. I think the league got to be a little bit tougher than that, man. Hockey is way more worse.
That's real.
Light skinned. He did, yeah, like you said, man. It's that light skin. He got to try to prove he tough. He can get up under light peaks.
I mean, look at Marshawn Lattimore. He light skinned too. He always the one always egging things on and doing.
He ain't that light. Marshawn more brown, man. He ain't that light.
Brown. Right.
We ain't taking him. Us brown skinned people, we don't take Marshawn Lattimore. Y'all can have him, dog.
But he didn't have to do that, man. And Brady did what he's supposed to do. Brady, he wasn't speaking to the media. Brady was speaking to the league when he was defending Mike Evans. He was trying to let them know, please don't suspend my boy. This is Tom Brady speaking to you guys. Don't suspend him. This is ridiculous.
That didn't work.
That did not.
That didn't work because one game suspension. It don't matter if it's Jameis Winston or Tom Brady. They suspending that boy.
Do you feel like Marshawn Lattimore should have got suspended?
No. I mean, because
you were on that sideline. Same thing happened a couple years ago. He started the fight on the Bucs sideline, so he kind of did incite a fight by being on the other team's sideline again.
But Mike Evans went in on him then. Like, he jumped, grabbed his face, threw him.
That one was worse.
Jameis poked them all in the back of the head.
Yeah. You know, and still to this day, nobody knows what happened before that. Because let's not forget, Lattimore was on the Bucs sideline.
Yeah, twice.
Like, he wasn't not like, you know, Jameis poked him in the head over near the Saints sideline. And again, Marshawn Lattimore is on the Bucs sideline, trying to do what he do. He the one that said something to Tom Brady to get him to be like, what, motherfucker?
and come back out there. And then Leonard gonna pull up. You know, obviously you got time, so he gonna pull up. And then Mike Evans just saw the whole thing. It was like, that's Marshawn? Oh, he got
no shot.
Wow, what the goddamn it, you used to this already, motherfucker.
Last time he got him in the back, this time he shoved him in the front. I'll give him some points for that.
Mike said, I ain't catching no more.
You know, he still snuck him.
He said, I ain't catching no more passes this game anyway. I might as well go ahead and take him out with me.
My calf hurt anyway, so shit, I'm taking you out with me. Man, I mean, I think, like I said, I think the suspension, it was valid. Like I said, and I think, honestly, the action of what he did far outweighed his suspension. Right. Because I think that one was needed to take back, well, not really take back, but kind of now take over the Saints-Bucks rivalry. Dennis Allen and Todd Bowles rivalry. Right now, Todd Bowles is 1-0 against the New Orleans Saints.
That's real.
As a head coach. And Dennis Allen is 0-1 as a head coach against the Buccaneers. Like I keep saying, Sean Payton is gone. And what Mike Evans did was get the balls back. He got the ball for the Bucks. Because C.D. Deuce ain't out there. That's the enforcer that been all up in Tom Brady's ass the last couple matchups. Marcus Williams behind him, picking him the hell off. Malcolm Jenkins behind him, picking him the hell off. The only player that's left that was picking him off was David Oyamata. He ain't a lineman. You know what I'm saying? So where are they going to get it from now? This Saints team ain't the same, but I still think they're good enough to be second in the division. But they're going to be behind us. We might sweep them motherfuckers this year.
I don't know. And Honey Badger getting ran over by everybody starting running back.
He should
try to tell you.
Everybody.
He done saw Kadera Patterson and Leonard Fournette back-to-back weeks run him over. And I haven't seen him make a play in the secondary.
You gonna see Christian McCaffrey? The Christian McCaffrey got in?
He gonna get him too. I'm saying, like you said, I ain't seen him make a play in the secondary either.
CMC might break some trying to run.
You gotta remember that Tyrann Mathieu was not at camp weeks when it opened.
Right, he wasn't.
We still don't know why.
And we still to this day we don't know why, right? So with that even being said, like I said, I won't be surprised. They're still trying to figure things out in that secondary altogether. Bradley Roby now, a big part of that cornerback too. Marcus May, who I see him all the time in run support. I don't know what he's doing in pass coverage. This defense is just not the same. That secondary is not the same at all. So
Marcus Williams balling too, by the way.
Marcus May is definitely balling.
Yeah, I'm talking about Marcus Williams for Baltimore, who they lost.
Oh yeah, he's they try to act like he wasn't shit when he left. I remember I made that notion and say, we're gonna get Tyrann Mathieu, Marcus May, we're gonna be all right. They think they could just interchange. No, Marcus Williams has been a big part of why I've been successful in that damn secondary. So is C.D. Deuce, and what y'all do? Let one go, you gotta trade the other motherfucker. I'm telling you, the Saints.
Well, no, hold on, we're holding. So why you gonna? No man, we're gonna wait. We're gonna wait to do these predictions. We're gonna wait to do these predictions.
I haven't done nothing with it yet, Mike. Don't get it twisted. I haven't made no predictions yet.
Okay,
I haven't made no predictions. I said I feel like Atlanta because Atlanta's up more right now. I would say a complete team. Are they falling short? They definitely are.
I agree.
But they are more prime right now to be in a game that they should be able to win, kind of going off of the theory or the hypotenuse that my man Sean Jay with the 3 quarters, 1 quarter. Now you got one game. Now you're gonna put that one game together and you're gonna get that one dub against a team that's not that great, right? I mean, but Seattle at home.
See, dog, we know who you got, man. It didn't matter if we were playing the Boys and Girls Club. You were gonna pick them over the Panthers.
You can't keep getting mad at C-Dog, man.
I ain't mad at him. I just said we all know that.
He ain't been off yet. He ain't been off by the Carolina Panthers yet. I think I felt more in the Carolina Panthers. Oh yeah, the team. I love the team from a personnel standpoint. But I keep going back and saying, and that's where we came for our segment. Matt Rhule doing Matt Rhule things because that's what Matt Rhule does is lose.
Yeah, 58-yard field goal, 56-yard field goal. With everybody else missing field goals, our opponents just hitting them like Steph Curry threes, man.
That's like the worst way to lose too.
It is.
Them field goals, man. That's the worst way to lose.
It's been
Ain't
tough.
nothing for the Carolina Panthers though.
Hey,
Let's get a couple of these things in the chat though. I don't know if you can answer anything here yet. Especially waiting for us to hire Eric Bieniemy. That's interesting.
No. I'm gonna talk on this because more than likely he's talking about the Carolina Panthers is we the only team that's gonna be firing the coach this year. Or maybe next year. And we might not be with you. But anyway, no. Nah, not yet. Not yet. They'll give him another year.
So all right. So what? Okay, this is a good topic we could talk about. I'm not all right. Not about y'all getting him. What? Why are people so anti Eric Bieniemy?
It's the players. I'm telling you, the players have come out, and it's been multiple players I actually respect. And every time his name comes up, along with Brian Flores, they talk about how, like, I don't know, like they're assholes and hard to work with and deal with, and you know, you got these new young bucks, and they ain't built like we are. You know what I'm saying? That they have a sense of entitlement, all of that. And if he's cut that way, and he can't relate to these players, and it's just kind of like, man, you, all right, what they call him? Uncle Ruckus? I ain't gonna say Uncle Ruckus. Lord forgive me. Now I don't mean that. I don't mean Uncle Ruckus from the Boondocks, but from what I hear, he has that strong black. Is that
what it is, Mike? Is it like that strong black father thing? Like, is that really? Because come on, not everybody in the NFL is Mike Daniels. Like these white guys out here just everybody, we're all cool, you're like my buddies and stuff. Like they're out here coaching. So let's not sit here and act like, and like I said, look, we can talk about it, right? Majority of black players that are probably out there were what? Single mother homes. So, you know what I'm saying? Is it that feeling of, who the hell you think you are? Like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have my father out here. And many of them look at them as what? Because they are.
That could be one way to spin it. Sean J, I'll let you jump on that.
The one thing that I heard about Eric Bieniemy is he is not what they quote unquote a Stephen A term, a leader of men. So can he be the CEO of your football team? Can he coach the offense and be responsible for the defense and special teams? You can draw up some cute plays, right? With one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. I'll get at it, Patrick Mahomes. When he's done, he's going to be one of the top 3 quarterbacks to ever play. So can he be that guy? Like Mike, like you say, Mike McDaniels. If he gets up and talks in front of anybody, I don't know how anybody can follow him, but I'm pretty sure he can draw it up with the best of them. Mike, the guy down in Miami.
Yeah.
If you ever hear him talk, he talk like the Clear Eyes guy.
Yeah, I ain't got nothing against him, but I mean, when you got players like Nathaniel Hackett, who's out here, he's supposed to be a leader of men, right? Like, there's no reason why they dropped those 2 games, or not, excuse me, that 1 game.
They should have dropped that second.
He should have dropped the second game. Like, there's no proven track record that he was behind. He was the offensive coordinator of, behind Aaron Rodgers. Like, come on, man. But then nobody said nothing about that, though. But, whenever you bring up Eric Bieniemy or you bring up Brian Flores, and Brian Flores is what? A Belichick protege. Let's not act like before he got fired, like he didn't just have them boys on the run. Like, come on.
Bieniemy had some run-ins with the law too now. So
there you go.
He has some. He's black with the criminal record now. So I think he had like a sexual assault at Colorado that got him put off the team, and I think he got a DUI like not too long ago after that. So he got some skeletons there, but that shouldn't, like you say, that shouldn't stop him from being hired. There's got to be something inside those circles to where he's just not believable.
I'm trying to and it could be what you're saying, DJ. I'm not saying that you're wrong with that. But shout out to Four-Man Rush. Big Kev sent a message out talking about, I think it was Brian Flores potentially bringing him in the Carolina Panthers, or it might have been Eric Bieniemy. And it was a former NFL player. Matter of fact, it was Miami that played with the Dolphins, and I can't remember his name right now. I'm trying to find it. Responded to what about Brian Flores and told him he is not. Why you think Tua looked like doo-doo? Why you think this team, they won, they had a good defense, but why you think that offense was so poor? He is not the guy that you want as your head coach. He is not a leader of men. Very same thing. But this is a black man now.
He did the same thing with
Huh?
You can look at Tampa and say what they did to Lovie Smith over Dirk Cutter.
See, but I don't think the players. I haven't heard any players diss Lovie Smith. These are players.
I get it, but
Tony Dungy, all these Mike Tomlin. I don't hear these guys.
The thing, I can only go off of what's on the field, right? And them players did not quit on Brian Flores when they easily could have.
That's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So just like 3-4 people coming out talking about one guy, like, because those players, if they really wanted to, could have quit on it. And be like, I'm not gonna say bring somebody else in, but they're like, we're gonna make a business decision. But none of them did.
Right. But look at where they are now. Look at Miami now. Everybody looked at that fire, and it's early. It's just week 2. We know we shouldn't do this until October. We shouldn't do it till October. But they can fall off. But they look like one of the hottest teams in the league right now, especially offensively.
Yeah, and this once again, this ain't nothing to do with Mike Daniels, and I'm just making a notion. Look, Urban Meyer on tape was groping a girl that wasn't his wife.
That's why he got fired.
No, he didn't. They let him continue to fucking coach. Like after a game, they got their ass kicked, and that was not really covered. But when you start talking about. And he was dying to head coach. Oh, come on, man! Like to say that these coaches out here, they be moving like that. I mean, look at them, Kraft out here getting happy endings. You know what I'm saying? Like that's that boys club. That's that boys club shit. Like
you got to be anointed, man. Everybody is not anointed like that.
I'm not here for that bullshit, though. I'm sorry.
You got to be anointed. You got to be under that Sean McVay tree. That Andy Reid even trying to vouch. If Andy Reid can't get you a job, bro, Andy Reid has said for years, y'all hire this dude, and nobody has hired him yet.
Nobody has hired any coach from my coaching staff. Like
I like
an opportunity because Bruce Arians stopped down. So
I like Byron Leftwich. I think Byron Leftwich
can be over there in the Rams.
I like Byron Leftwich to the Panthers.
Why was he not basically getting coaching job? Y'all can keep playing them games with whatever they want to feed y'all. I'm not here for that. Sorry, I'm not.
Okay. All I'm saying is, to me, it's not. If it was just the media coming out saying it, I would be okay. But like I said, this is former players, black former players that I value what they say. So some of them can be assholes. Trust me. I played for some and I've coached around some. I've seen it.
All right. Well,
Leftwich to Charlotte, man. I'm telling you, that's gonna be a good. I like Leftwich over Bieniemy.
Me too.
That would be interesting. We'll
his
see.
Personality. His personality.
Like personality.
Yeah, we'll see. All right, what else guy?
That's just because DJ an asshole, so he feels some kind of way about it.
Go back up. But like being a black man in this world, I've had to deal with a lot of shit and see a lot of shit.
I've had shit
about me which was not true. So yes, I know what it feels like to be in them shoes and be called. You know what I'm saying? And being a father of a statistically not a lot of us being it. You know what I'm saying? It comes with people believing certain things. When they've heard me doing certain things, like, oh, he does that? Oh, you're actually being a father to your child. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like a surprise. Like, I live in a majority white area. They be surprised as hell see me walking through them hallways with my kids. Like, come on. Like,
but this ain't got nothing to do with white with me, DJ, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. Like, it might be where your angle is, and that's how you feel. So you mean to tell me the white man, and he may have. He put it in his pocket, these former players' pocket, to say this about this man. So they said that about this man.
I also said the view of what being a black father is. I'm saying the same thing. Majority of black players in the NFL, most likely, a lot of them, I'm not saying all of them, obviously, were raised in black and single mother homes with no father.
Okay.
So a certain aura of that can be a little more intimidating than the counterpart. It's just facts.
I think it's all in how you do it, man. And I think his approach just doesn't work for this time. Right. Maybe 20 years ago. But I don't know about 2022 with these young. You gotta remember, I coached a lot of these young men that's going to college right now or next year. They're different. They're different.
I had my little Pee-wee league, but a lot of them took in the coaching because a lot of them same kind of situation.
Me fathers.
And see, man. Let's go to that. Why are you skipping over this one?
Which
we
one?
said it already.
Which one?
Evans too sensitive. He mad because Lattimore always locks him up. He used that opportunity to cheap shot him again.
I mean, whatever they be doing within that matchup, it's always bubbling. And then Mike Evans waits for that opportunity for Marshawn to get out of pocket, and he gonna get at him. That's basically what it is.
So this is true, right?
With like I said, with that matchup, yes.
Listen, just answer the question, bro. Why is it so hard for you to answer the question?
Evans is too sensitive. Wait, he mad. He said that's basically the start of it, right? So Evans is too sensitive. I don't really agree with that. But when it comes to the matchup with Marshawn Lattimore, he gets very in his feelings. So
that's too sensitive. What?
If you're trying to fight, then every chance and opportunity that you get, and you the one trying to fight, don't let me know, bro. You lost. You mentally.
When they got in that fight, was that Frank Gore and Le'Veon Bell or something like that? They need to get in the ring because
Le'Veon Bell and Adrian Peterson.
No. Yeah. Adrian Peterson got knocked the fuck out.
Sean, repeat that part you just said. I think you just said a gem that kind of we want to hear that again. You said if he's always being the one that's what?
Wanting to fight. This is a football game, and you get, it's a football game in between the lines, and he talking shit to you, he getting under your skin, and when you get those, we done played, if you got siblings, you already know how sibling rivalries, or you play football in the hood, in the front yard, or in the backyard, the one that's first to fight, they already lost the mental war, because you done got up under their skin that bad, and the ones that and when he get those opportunities, he's shown, I'm going to go straight at this dude. He V-lined to him twice already, man. That lets me know that whatever he's saying to you in them games is really hurting your feelings. There must be some truth, and you believe, and he believe it too. That's why he want to fight about it.
I'm not against nothing you're saying. I don't see him do that with any other matchup that he deals with. Hell, the Carolina Panthers lock him up. I don't ever see him check, Bradbury or Josh Norman. And Josh Norman was talking cash shit.
But it ain't the Saints. We just went over the stats with the Saints. Marshawn locks him up. He ain't had over 100 yards in forever.
Yeah, I know that. I have no problem with that. But I'm just saying, by this, just saying Evans is too sensitive as just a player. Like, he just has outbreaks like this every single game. It just doesn't happen. It's just the Saints matchup that for some reason.
Who said that?
It says Evans too sensitive, period.
If he fought everybody, if he fought 3, 4, 5 players, bro.
To the opportunity to take a cheap shot on him again. So basically, he took a period. If he just said Mike Evans is too sensitive when he plays the Saints, I'd be like 100% agree. But he just said Mike Evans or Evans is too sensitive. And you asked me, is Mike Evans too sensitive? I said, no. Outside of the Saints matchup, no.
All right, man, you in denial. we okay. We can move on to the next thing. You got it. My bad. I just need you to admit that boy. Never mind.
Got his number.
Yeah. Yeah.
10
He
digits.
got his number, his social security card, he got all that. He got his ex-girls. I ain't gonna say his wife, his ex-girls. He got all that.
All right. So
Saints beating.
Yeah, like I said, we know he gonna have that.
I hate the Aints, and I love the Panthers winning. A lot of. I feel like I get on the snide this week, huh? That's all I'm getting.
Rhule gone. And we got. I want to do a quick thing on that, man. Robbie Anderson, a few of the players, man. The crazy part, Matt Rhule ain't lost this locker room yet, dog. They feel bad that they letting him down. So that's interesting though, man. And I gotta take a look at that. That's all. I gotta dive a little deeper.
I mean, you're not really gonna come out against your boss until your boss gets fired. You're gonna really, you're not gonna talk shit about Rhule because Dan Quinn was the same way. He had so many people backing him up, but the results showed that these players are not playing as hard. Like Arthur Smith has these players playing hard and they losing closer ball games. Dan Quinn was a player's coach. Everybody loved him, but starting 0-5. So
yeah,
I can see players backing a coach, but that shit not translating to the field.
Man, we know you blacker than black than I'm black, y'all. I get it. You don't care who it was. As long as he was a black quarterback and a black coach, you all for it. Cam Newton talking about been trash since Cam Newton's been gone. Let's talk this thing real, C-Dog. We were trash when Cam Newton was there. You remember that Tampa game that we lost week 2?
And Luke Kuechly. Don't try to throw that out there. He said both.
Shit, wait a minute now. When Luke Kuechly was here, wasn't Greg Olsen in that interview talking about how the team quit and the locker room ain't the same and this and that? He was on that roster. So this team was already headed that way. Miss me with that, man. These Carolina Panther fans. Not Carolina, but Carolina Panther fans. Only here because of Cam. If your ass don't want to be here because Cam gone, then go on and find another team. It's Carolina Panthers. I'm sick of it.
That man did wonders for that franchise, brother.
I know he did, and I love him. I just hate the fan base be tripping, man.
What's good, Trill? What you got here? Robbie Matt Rhule got Matt Rhule, his whole
Trill, you ain't supposed to throw me under the bus. They ain't know that, Trill.
Say that.
They ain't know who was the one that said it, Trill.
They ain't got him paid. They ain't got him paid.
Got him paid.
You got him paid too.
Matt Rhule, I like that. Come on,
bro.
Ron. Hey, you right. Man, here they go with this Cam stuff. Anyway, I ain't going there. Not today. I love Cam too. I need to go pull his jersey out, but I ain't gonna do it. I know you're gonna keep it real. That's why I rock with you, man.
Yeah, he had to catch you because you were trying to come at C-Dog. He was like, look. You can do it on a lot of things, but this one, you know what I'm saying?
I ain't coming at C-Dog. That's the Eric Bieniemy mess, man.
I still think, prove me otherwise. You know, prove innocent until proven guilty for me. Shit, guilty until innocent.
Week three. The injuries are out, man. But I ain't about to look at them right now. But question for you, DJ: what's your confidence level? Well, never mind. We're gonna wait. Do predictions. We're gonna get them with some videos later.
What's my feel for this game coming up? I mean, what y'all want to do? Y'all want to do it now, or y'all want to give a little preview to the people that's coming in and showing? I guess we still release a video later. We can do it. What's up?
All right, so Green Bay looks all right. They bounced back last what was it, Sunday night against the Bears.
Right.
I own you. Guess what, Aaron? We own you.
But I don't think it's gonna be Aaron. That run game, Aaron Jones and AJ Dillon.
Aaron's gonna get it.
teams have been able to run the football on y'all, DJ. If they stick to the run against y'all, they can have a good chance of winning against y'all. They just abandon it.
Their best offensive line is still hurt. What's his name? I can never say his name. I think it's their tackle.
Bakhtiari?
Yeah, Bakhtiari. There you go.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Sean.
Right. Bakhtiari.
Rolodex fucking going off.
Look, Aaron Rodgers, he knows what he's coming to have to deal with. Look, this is a home game for the Bucs. If I'm not mistaken, this is our first home game.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be crazy.
Next 3 at home, I think.
Ridiculous at home. Okay, just looking at this, Aaron Rodgers has struggled mightily against the Bucs. I don't have all the numbers, but I do know it for a fact. He has lost to us during the regular season. He has lost us in the postseason. So if he is a player, which I don't know if he's that type of player that's going to like put bulletin board up. I haven't beat this team. I haven't beat Tom Brady in a little while because I don't know. I think Aaron Rodgers go out there and just play the game and just be great, and he just wants everybody to know he's great. I think that's just how Aaron Rodgers
trying to beat Brady. If he is who he think he is, he should be trying to beat Brady.
I would think he would want to, but I don't think he's like that. I just think he wants to look good and want his numbers look good. I mean, he wants to win games. Don't get it twisted, but I just don't. I don't know. I don't think he like takes it personal. I think when he goes home to his Con Air airplane, he kind of like, all right, cool. Next game.
LeBron James of the NFL. He rather get his stats and look good. Team lose, y'all lost.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Aaron Rodgers. If everything's going good though that game, he gonna be right there in the center and just celebrating with it. But when it ain't, he's like, whatever. I'm just gonna continue doing what I'm supposed to do. So if his, because his whole wide receiving core is messed up, right? So I mean, Alan Lazard, he's still questionable.
Shit, so is yours.
Shoot, we were able to still move ball without our receivers. He's complaining about his receivers. Tom Brady gonna put in OT with the players that's gonna be out there on Sunday. Aaron Rodgers is gonna say they better get their shit together because I'm throwing this fade even if you're not ready for it. You know what I'm saying? That's what Aaron Rodgers is gonna do.
What? You got Brashard Perriman, wide receiver 1 this week?
Shit, he questionable.
Brashard Perriman, the wide receiver 1 this week.
He's questionable.
Yeah, everybody. That's how we wanted Cole Beasley. I mean, there's a lot of question marks.
Yes, Russell Gage is number 1.
Russell Gage, Scotty Miller, Cole Beasley. Was this the 5'8" and under crew?
That's how Tom Brady like it, right? I mean, Ron Rodgers can do. But I don't know. Like I said, I'm just gonna say it like this: I'm taking the Bucs over Green Bay because we've had their number. They're gonna feel real confident. They're gonna have them juices flowing. They just beat the Saints, and now they're coming home to a place where they've been. If I'm mistaken, only lost like 3 or 4 games the last couple of years. Like I gotta go get that stat. Yeah, I keep talking. I'll bring it back to you in a second. Just give me a second. But yes, I'm taking Bucs over Green Bay at home. Definitely.
I think the Bucs should win, man. I agree with you. I think you guys should take care of business at home. I think I don't know what I'm getting out of the Green Bay Packers defense since they're got to get a player. Kirk Cousins looked immaculate against them. Justin Fields beating him don't surprise me at all. But I think Tom Brady should be able to take advantage, even with the wide receivers that he's going to put out there. But I think you guys take care of business. It's going to be closer than what the experts think. I think it's going to be a close game, though.
Experts are picking us too. I don't pay attention to them until.
Well, honestly, Vegas. I was looking at the spread here. Y'all are favored -1, and you get 3 normally for just being at home. Yeah. So the reason why I'm saying this is because your offense hasn't produced at all. Y'all probably kicked 1 million field goals and scored 1 or 2 touchdowns in 2 games, something like that. From your offense, your defense put up points, all that happened. So you're having a hard time scoring. The great thing about your team is that you're doing a great job not letting people score. So that helps offset it until your offense can get up to speed. However, it's hard for your offense to get up to speed when you got so many guys that are being out at the wide receiver position. Could this be the week that it catches up to you? I think that you all not necessarily escaped. Definitely didn't escape Dallas. You beat the wheels off of them. But the Saints game, you may have escaped a little bit because somebody got a little too happy. Some people couldn't get open. Y'all made the plays. Could this be the week that it kind of hits you in the face? I mean, just like you talked about. Tom Brady was going into this game with a checklist saying, I need to beat the Saints. I know what you feel like. Aaron Rodgers is just a pretty boy that only cares about what he looks like playing. But I think his legacy, because he ain't gonna be here much longer either. I think it's important that he gets these kind of wins.
He's already in the Hall of Fame, so he's good. Aaron Rodgers don't care. He's collecting his money right now. Did he just get a new contract?
Yeah, he did. He getting paid.
He's just collecting money at this point.
50 million, I think. Yeah.
I mean, this man just collecting money. You know, Tom Brady taking reductions, and he's just collecting money.
I just know Sean Jay made a prediction and said they're gonna win the next 2 games and be 2-2, tied for first in the division. So in order to be 2-2, tied for first in the division, that means that Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Oh yeah, I heard that. That's what the film say.
Oh yeah, I flip flop. I honestly, fellas, I didn't want to sound like a hater towards the Bucs.
I mean, if you see something,
I think you guys should win this game. I think because I wouldn't be surprised if you win, but I want Green Bay to win. If that makes any sense, I want Green Bay to win, but I think you guys should win this game. I think you guys should win it. Yeah, but I do feel like 2-2 it's probably going to be there. I mean, I hope I'm wrong Sunday. I hope I'm wrong and Green Bay show up. I haven't seen Green Bay show up against the Buccaneers, and it hasn't been close. So Aaron Rodgers got to show me he can do some things against this defense. He couldn't even do it with Devontae Adams. So now he has less than that, and then you got to say, okay, can he beat you with the run game? That's not really his game, right? He got to put the ball up. So,
and Todd Bowles has been talking a lot of Aaron Jones over his pressers this week. So they're very aware of who the weapon is that they got to worry about.
Yep, I'm going Bucks too. I'm just talking.
I was about to say, come on, Mike.
Yeah.
So you got 3-0. So you got them 3-0, huh?
We've been like that so far this season so far. Like I said, there's no receivers. Like I said, Jamel Dean, I know he's smiling. He already got 2 last week. He's been picking off Aaron Rodgers and picked 6 in his ass too. So I know he ready for that matchup too.
Sean J, check out history. When he come in like this talking that, these jokers go off. So don't be surprised if these no-name receivers start lighting up this secondary. And I'm gonna play this clip as a reel. And
exactly. Clip it.
Oh, clip it.
Clip it. Clip it.
I'm giving you an outro. Clip it.
Jamel, don't ever brag to me about a Jamel Dean. Get out of here.
Ooh. I'm not even doing it right now.
Come on, man.
I'm not.
You keep talking about Jamel.
You're gonna be on
Jamel Dean.
Talking about AJ Terrell getting roasted by Michael. Anyway,
you see, I haven't even mentioned AJ Terrell's name. Shit.
Well, because look, how you gonna come at my corners and y'all corners is yeah. Y'all wish I had Sean Murphy Bunting, who's our backup. Relax.
Oh, I think Marcus Mariota got more touchdown passes than Tom Brady right now.
Should I think them? How many touchdowns?
Everybody. I think
that's fine.
He barely squeezed one in last week.
He ain't got more dubs.
Shit.
He ain't got more dubs.
Beat up more tackles than he did DBs.
Dubs.
Yeah.
Marcus Mariota. I hate to. I'm not. Look, I'm gonna say this before I forget. I don't wish any injuries on Marcus Mariota, but y'all continue to play that style of football. Marcus Mariota has not finished the season his entire career, and y'all are on track for that same thing to happen.
Hey, man. Like I said, bro, he got to play his game. If he get hurt in the throes of the game, so be it.
Throws, them runs.
Play your game. Like he said, the reason why he don't slide is because it makes him think too much. but he got to learn how to get down. If he'd have got down in the Saints game, he wouldn't have fumbled in the red zone. We'd probably come out with a victory. If he wasn't slipping and sliding against the Rams, throwing the interception at the end of the game, we might come out with victory. But that shit don't mean that when you're 0-2.
This is turning into trends over anything else. So let's. We got 2 games of blowing stuff, and we're not talking about.
We could be with Matt. You know, it's better than having Matt Rhule, who's averaging 1.5 points a game right now.
Shoot, and Matt Rhule was winning games for y'all last year, so Marcus Mariota's losing.
He looks horrible.
Horrible. I mean, Mariota is doing stuff that.
Yeah, the same record.
He couldn't do it. He couldn't do last year with Matt Ryan.
I'm not doing anything better without Matt Ryan on your team right now.
You don't think so?
Losing games.
You don't think we look like a better football team? There's more optimism. There's more optimism with this team, man. You can actually see room for growth instead of having a 35, 36-year-old quarterback where you already know the decline is he's on the decline. Right now, I think we're on the incline. You know, we're much more on the incline than the decline with this team. It's a lot of young talent that's still gelling together from the preseason. So once we start to put more stops together and get Kyle Pitts involved with Cordell Patterson and Tyler Algier, Drake London, come on, man. We're a threat. We're going to be a threat for this division to take the whole thing.
I swear to me, just on paper, this is the worst team on paper in the NFC South.
The Falcons?
Yes, talent-wise. If you look at the players by position, me personally, I will say this. Your offensive line has looked the best in the South so far in 2 games.
I would take maybe because I don't like Baker Mayfield, bro, but I'll take Mariota over Baker, man. I just don't believe in Baker, bro, consistently. What he had, like 145 passing yards last game. Like it seems like all of his pass plays look the same. He got it.
That's why they're getting batted down.
I don't think the Cleveland Browns was batting him down.
You got batted down last week too.
Batted down last week. Come on, man.
Like it's the same route.
Not a threat. Yeah, he's not a threat. Like, yeah, he can do the little fake handoff rollout and catch somebody on the over route, which is his thing. You know, catch somebody on the crosser or over route where he can hit them there. But I don't really think he's a threat, bro. He's not. At least Mariota can maybe run the ball on 3rd down and get you a 3rd and 6. Yeah. Baker is like, man, if it ain't there, it ain't going nowhere.
Right.
And I don't think ask DJ Moore, man. Ask DJ Moore. They said, I saw something on Twitter say DJ Moore is looking like Odell Beckham.
Yeah.
For the Cleveland Browns. Like he's disappearing quick. What is Robbie? Yeah.
He's hitting that 1,000 this year.
Well, this is something that I wanted to bring that up, but since you brought it up, talk it. Baker Mayfield is doing I didn't think there was a quarterback that could make DJ Moore look bad. It don't matter who it was. If it was Kyle Allen, if it was Teddy Bridgewater, if it was Sam Darnold, DJ Moore was getting his yards. He was doing his thing. Well, Baker Mayfield got him out there looking. It ain't his fault.
100 yards in 2 games yet?
No. I don't. Let me take that back. I think he's got in the end zone. I know he's got in the end zone.
What he got? He got 86 yards off the total season. I think my man Drake London had that in 1 game.
And so he has 12 targets.
So he had back-to-back 3 catches for 43-yard games. Come on, man. That's like wide receiver 2 numbers.
And 1 touchdown. And he's got 12 targets. 12 targets.
That's probably why, like you said, why Robbie's like such a defense for the Carolina Panthers right now. Because he's kind of getting his a little bit. He's the one being targeted in the screens, which I'm like, why? He's one. Like, I think he's terrible with the ball in his hand. Like, I don't think he's gonna get much yak. Like, he's gonna catch the ball. That's why that's fumble the ball, trying to do too much. Like he's just not built to do stuff like that. But y'all using him over DJ Moore or Shy Smith, even that. Like, what are y'all doing? Like, what's going on here? Like, is there something between Baker and DJ Moore? Maybe we should start something with that. Maybe there's a rift there.
No,
because him being the number one and you're not trying to really target him and him not having 10, 11 targets a game. What the fuck?
I think it's just what y'all mentioned, man. I just think Baker just doesn't. Odell Beckham. I think when you got a guy that's dynamic like that, he just can't. I don't know. He might not just have it. He can't make guys look like number ones and really ball. He had a good time with Jarvis Landry. I think his first year there. Other than that, it's been kind of. I don't think he can get that. But it's early. Yeah, it's early.
Right. Do you think Baker played a little bit too safe, and maybe Donald? Right, Donald. Damn, what's his first name? I forgot his first name. Sam Donald may give you chances and opportunities, but he'll slang it, right? He can slang it a little bit. Baker is a more reserved, take less shots. He gotta be, hit somebody open.
I think it's the opposite. Sam Darnold is not throwing that thing. Sam Darnold's check down, scary.
DJ Moore's hands for he can be DJ Moore. Baker's not even doing that.
No.
Well, at least he give it to DJ. DJ, he get him the ball, right?
We in a bad position, y'all.
Come on.
The Carolina Panthers in a bad place right now. Baker Mayfield has looked like one of the worst, if not the worst quarterback in the league.
Now, Mike, since we're talking about this, could it be Ben McAdoo is setting up these game plans because he wants this situation to end? Am I reaching? Because, you can go back and talk about the Ben McAdoo saying that he was the worst quarterback, I guess, selected in the
draft. Yeah, he was like,
I mean, I know he took the job. Maybe he's trying to get back into, I don't know. Like, maybe I'm just stirring something up, stirring the pot. But I'm just asking. If you had to think about it, because DJ Moore is like non-existent right now. C-Mac is almost non-existent. I mean, he did something last week, but like the first game, we knew what the game plan should have been. It wasn't that though.
Right.
Like, is this Ben McAdoo sabotaging?
Could be. I just know we got some stuff going on inside the coaching from rumors that I hear, but it's more on a defensive end. Is Matt Rhule going to carry this out? I believe he's going to carry out I kind of think I said he would finish the whole season, but I don't know if he will now. It depends on what his record's going to be by weeks 5, 6, around that time. It could be, dog. To me, I just think it's piss poor. I think it's piss poor game planning to start the game, and I don't think Ben McAdoo's good at it. Now, what I will give him credit for is at halftime he seems to make the right adjustments or some adjustments because we look better coming out of the half than we've looked in a long time. The problem is we don't start the game with the right game plan. I don't know why you didn't make it a Nick Chubb, Christian McCaffrey week 1 matchup. You pretty much said, here, Nick Chubb, you dominate this performance. We got another top 5, quote unquote, who most people want to put up there, but we're not going to let them battle it out to see. That was dumb to me. This was a game here that you could take advantage of these linebackers. Christian McCaffrey could have been going off in the pass game. He went off in the run game. This is our identity. Run the football. You drafted Ike Ekwonu as the number 6 pick as a run blocking tackle. He was not great at pass blocking. That's your identity. You got a very good defense. Run the ball to help your defense out, and you try to win games that way. They just haven't figured it out, and I don't know if they ever will. But I don't know if Ben McAdoo wants a head coaching job, man, especially not here. I don't know, because like we said, you just talk through it, and it feels like Ben McAdoo might be up to something. Like I don't know. Like, I mean, it's just me playing around with it, but he's doing the opposite of what's needed to be done. Like they're giving the ball, like they're making DJ wide receiver 1. Like he tried to spotlight a player that he didn't even care about. Right. Like, isn't that crazy? What's going on? Like, it seems like Ben McAdoo might be like, yo, I might just came here to show y'all Baker Mayfield ain't shit.
And I believe on that though. That's probably what he might be. Yeah, it's something to watch, man. You know, I did this before, Mike. I did this before. I'm very interested to see what midseason looks like between Matt Rhule, Ben McAdoo, and hell, even Phil Snow. I'm just very interested to see what it looks like.
All right, well, since we're there, we're gonna briefly talk about this football game. Saints, y'all. We got the Saints, Carolina Panthers. What y'all got?
I got the Saints, man. I got the Saints. I got the Saints. I got the Saints. I think the Saints defense puts the clamps on the offense, on the Panthers offense. Right. So unless Jameis looks bad against the Panthers defense, I got Jameis. I mean, I got the Saints. Not to say Jameis is going to win the game. I think their defense is what shuts down the Panthers, and they get an easy victory over Baker Mayfield.
Yeah, I think we get back to a more conservative Jameis after a game like he had the last week. I'm looking at the injury report. I know it's still early. Not seeing Alvin Kamara on there. And the other players, you got still Paulson Adebo on here. Marcus May has been added. Dante Hardy, from what I can at least see, is on here. Taysom Hill is on here, questionable. And Tyquan Smith. So, I mean, the top three is still available. And if they get, Alvin Kamara back, maybe that'll open things up. Yeah, as of right now, like I said, I'll take Dennis Allen over Matt Rhule. And the Saints, they're gonna come back with a vengeance after losing to us. We're already pissed off about Marshawn Lattimore's probably pissed he got ejected. He's gonna try to take it out. He's probably gonna try to get a pick on Baker. Yeah, I'm taking Saints right now. Y'all gotta show me. You gotta show me to get me to start picking y'all. Cause y'all don't get game plans together for shit. Take it, Saints.
All right. We're at home. We're a 3-point underdog at home. Let's put it out there.
Yeah, I saw that.
Jameis Winston, he does play bad against the Carolina Panthers. We've had his number year in and year out. There was a year Cam Newton broke his foot or got hurt against Tampa week 2. And Jameis Winston somehow got the victory against us. He didn't have a big-time game throwing the ball, had a whole bunch of touchdowns, any of that. He just took what the defense gave him and allowed his defense to play good football. And it's hard for me to look at him and say, okay, he's going to turn around and throw picks or have 3 or 4 turnovers again. It's hard for me to do that, especially with us not having any turnovers so far this season. With all that being said, last week, I started off my segment against the New York Giants by saying I'm making an emotional pick by picking the New York Football Giants and that I wasn't going to pick Carolina Panthers in any game until we got a victory. And then I changed my pick and went emotional and went with the Carolina Panthers. So today, guys and gals, I'm coming here today to say who that nation gonna leave Bank of America Stadium with a dub.
Carolina's gonna win this week. I might need to change my pick because I think Mike so far this season. So I'm gonna stick with New Orleans. I'm just saying. Just feel like it's gonna switch. He's gonna be in here. DJ, we here.
Don't let us get this dub. Now I predicted this at the beginning of the season that the New Orleans Saints would go 1-2 to start their first 3 games. I predicted that at the beginning of the season. Can't do it. I can't pick Carolina. I can't pick them. I don't like the Saints at all. I think the defense is good. I don't like their offense. But I know he over there trolling like hell, man. He get on my nerves. I can't do it. I can't do it, man. I can't do it. I wish we would have been recording when my team was 2015. I ain't start recording then. I started recording. My team was trash.
it's gonna be even better when you do come up, so you can say, "Hey, man, look back, man. I
How
don't
long we
stuck
gonna be
it
recording?
Man, when you get CJ Stroud, man, CJ Stroud or Bryce
It's
Young, man.
It's gonna be a little thicker by then.
My plan right now, I don't want to give up on it, but I've been saying new coach, new quarterback, all in 2023.
Oh yeah, we're gonna start doing a little quarterback ranking for college because we can be looking at new quarterbacks throughout the entire South, including the Bucks. That's why I'm doing my little quarterback ranking for that. And I see people are starting to trend now with what I was saying before this damn offseason even started.
Yeah.
They probably be stealing shit. But anyway.
Let's go on to the Falcons game, man. Everybody, that's a clean sweep. Everybody got the Saints. And I'm going Green Bay. I'm going back. Green Bay is going to get the upset. And it ain't because DJ trolling. I've been going back looking at this football game. And they ran the ball 38 times last week. Aaron Rodgers threw it 20-something times. If they run the ball 30-plus times in that football game,
yeah,
he got the right talk.
I'm going back on the record too, man. I got the Packers. So
That's what I'm talking about, fellas.
Follow with my 2-2 Falcons tied at the top of the division after 4. I gotta get
the they should have motherfucker show up, goddammit. Yeah.
You show up.
I need to
talk all that trash about them receivers.
And don't change
the receivers gonna light y'all up. We gonna try your pick.
Yeah.
All right, so we got Atlanta. We got Atlanta going to Seattle. That's a tough place to play, dog.
And Seattle, man. You know I got the Falcons. I got the Falcons.
That would mean
27-17.
I need to give it scores.
20, you know, I got 27-17. I think we hold Geno Smith down. You know, it's not like, you know, we got an immaculate quarterback, so they run game is pretty average. You know, the only game I did watch was the Broncos game, which showed me that it was more of bad Bronco football than it was great Seattle football. They did have a couple of broken plays in the first half, but they were shut out in the entire second half. So offensively, DJ Metcalf versus AJ Terrell, I'm gonna need my boy to shine and get his name back, right? Because his cookies has been taken for the last 2 weeks. So Allen Robinson made him look stupid last week. Michael Thomas got him week 1. He got to earn that money if he's trying to get that contract. So he got to show up this week against DJ Metcalf and Casey Hayward, Tyler Lockett matchup. But outside of that, man, I got the Falcons winning, holding them down. Offensively, I think we finally get to see Kyle Pitts have a coming out party. It's going to be one of those games where Arthur Smith is going to throw it up into everybody's face like, here, y'all want to see him? Here you go. Here, take it. So he's going to get Kyle Pitts in the game. I'm looking at either 1 to 2 touchdowns, over 100 yards for Kyle Pitts. If you can't do it this week, then with all the noise that's going on around, why he's not getting the ball, if you can't scheme him open this week, then we're going to have to question if you really wanted Kyle Pitts or was it a GM pick, right? So he has to show that this is why we got this guy at number 4. So I think it's a big Kyle Pitts game. We take over, offense shines, defensively, I don't think we have much to worry about with Geno Smith, but we got to make Geno Smith look like Geno Smith. If we make him look like, you know, a fucking Russell Wilson or whoever, if we make him look like fourth quarter Jameis, we lose the game. So I think we hold him down just enough, 17 points, but we put up some big numbers. Kyle Pitts leading the way, Falcons, man. Go ahead, fellas. I know I put together a convincing argument.
You did.
Speechless.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like,
speechless.
DJ, you want to take it or you want me to jump on this?
You jump on.
All right, I'll jump on this, man. I'll jump on it. I've been impressed with the Atlanta Falcons, I must say. I know you've been kind of talking about what's his name, Arthur Smith, like, you know, he got to put together a better game, and he may. I'm not saying it's been perfect, it's been flawless, but in my opinion, your team has overachieved the last 2 weeks. I didn't think that you would be. I know you always compete hard against the Saints. That's something that y'all always do. However, this is a very physical, talented defensive team that plays prideful at home. Pete Carroll is one of those coaches that seem to get the best out of his players. Now, I don't know if it was all Russ. I love Russell Wilson. But we also got to remember that Pete Carroll was coaching that team when they wasn't missing the playoffs. I don't think he had, a losing season for how many years? Maybe 8 to 9 straight seasons. It's been crazy, his winning percentage. Now, do they have the same team? No. Did they lose one of their stars in the back? Yes, in Adams. But y'all are not the San Francisco 49ers. Your defense is not them. Can you generate the pass rush to be able to get him frustrated? I don't know. Can you stop the run consistently? That what they're going to do? I don't know. I haven't seen that yet. I just know Geno looked pretty good, damn good week 1. He started off 13 for 13, and the way that your secondary has been playing, I don't see how he can't do that again. Consistently just drop back, throw little passes here and there, not light it up, but just be accurate and make decisive decisions. I'm a big Casey Hayward fan. Seems like his better days are behind him. He's more of a name now and just kind of sitting in Atlanta, getting paid, chilling, maybe retiring there. AJ Terrell, never been a guy that's, in my opinion, that he's been a top-tier corner. Did he have a good season last year? Absolutely. I thought he did pretty good. Is he top-tier? No. And these past 2 weeks have shown. And when it gets big bodies, and this is what we're talking about with DK Metcalf, he has struggled. So I don't see how it's not going to be the same again this week. With all that being said, it's going to be, I know y'all been putting up 20-some points, but it's going to be a 20-17 game, Seattle Seahawks.
Damn.
I just, they physical, man. That's a, whew. They play with heart, man. That's a heart team.
Yeah, I already, kind of highlighted
That's
where y'all going.
DJ.
I mean, look, I'm just saying, like, first of all, if I was an Atlanta Falcon fan, I would give that to the schedule makers. I mean, I had to go to LA, and now I go to Seattle. I got 2 West Coast games back to back. Are y'all the Denver Broncos? No. Are y'all San Francisco? No. Are your defense is good? I mean, I don't know. Like, y'all haven't, to this point, proven that I can play 4 quarters. Like you said, you're trying to bring them together. That's a little, that's a little thing. But you haven't done it yet, right? Both San Francisco and Denver are better teams than the they beat Denver, but that should have been a blowout if they didn't fumble on the goal line like 3 times. They should have went in there every single time. That should have been, let's ride. But I ain't gonna go into y'all said it all. I mean, look, and I just got to make a pick here. I'm going to go with Seattle at home. I already said it. I went against them. They still got a lot of pride in Seattle. That fan base has a lot of fan. And I'm telling you that they're going to hit numbers, maybe not record, but they're going to be excited to play Atlanta Falcons at home. They know it's a game that's going to be a winnable game. The players are going to come out there, and they're going to play a good game as well because they're like, we had to play both Denver and we had to play San Francisco. We're now playing the Atlanta Falcons, and they're going to get up for that, and they're going to try to get this dub because looking at their schedule, they got a lot of tough games coming up. Hell, Detroit's going to be tough. New Orleans going to be tough. Arizona, division, always tough. They got the Chargers, they're looking at this game like, we got to get this game, and I think they're going to get them at home. I'm taking Seattle.
Geno is completing 81%. His completion percentage is 81%.
San Francisco and Denver. They got DK Metcalf.
They scored 7 points last week.
They got Marcus Goodwin or something like that, I think, over there as well.
Yeah.
I mean, and they got Rashad Penny
well, I think is going to have a better game than he's been having. He's still been averaging about 4 yards a carry. I don't know. As of right now, I think Seattle is a better team.
Yeah, scored 7 points last week.
Against San Francisco, though. Like, we're not talking about Atlanta. Like, I can understand they only scored 7 points against, like, I don't freaking know, the Jets. I would be like, you know what, Sean? You might be on to something.
Hey, I got to see it to believe with Geno, man. He like you said, he started out good against the Broncos, but they got blanketed that second half. They didn't score a single point. Right? It was 17 to whatever to end 17 points the first half, and I think that was it for the rest of the game. Last week they scored 7, so that offense is not necessarily clicking on all cylinders. Maybe they do make a few plays against the Falcons, but can he consistently, do it for a full game? Man, we're gonna see. I don't think Geno is really built like that. But not to say Mariota is, but I think we got a little bit more. I like our run game a little bit better. I like my tight end and my rookie receiver. I think they're gonna make some plays, man. So Falcons, double digits. Book it.
And they also got Noah Fant. I forgot they got them too.
Who?
Noah Fant. They got him over from Denver. Freaking Charles Cross is out there looking like one of the best left tackles in football.
Oh man, that was I liked him, dog.
Like,
anyway,
Gabe Jackson out there playing. Like, hey, I'm another game for the Falcons that I'm going to be. And I can actually watch it because we don't play. We play at 4:15, 4:25. So,
but look at this. This is a Denver D line and a 49ers D line that are pretty daggone good. Some of the best in the league, and they got 2 sacks on Geno each.
Who's on the 49ers offense?
Well, we're just talking about like the protection for Geno.
Yeah,
I'm just saying, like you said, they got a tough defense. Like, who's on that offense that put up 27 last week? Kittle wasn't there. Jimmy Garoppolo came off the bench and shined on the boys.
I'm about to say,
lighting them up.
Like
they had people running wide open against the Seattle Seahawks. So,
answer my question: is Marcus Mariota better than Jimmy Garoppolo?
No.
Point taken.
But I don't think there's like a big Jimmy Garoppolo is not a spectacular quarterback.
He's not.
No.
But I think that Seattle defense is not a spectacular defense. Oh, they play hard. Like, what's playing hard, man? That still get you beat by 20.
That's true. I think this is going to be much better in game than what you think is going to be.
I guess me too. I guess that's my whole thing. I don't think
27-17, man. Book it.
All right, we got
money on it.
All right, so
and I wouldn't be mad if this happened either, Richard. Sanders, Bucks, Panthers, and Falcons win their games. I wouldn't even be mad. I hope you're right. I hope the Saints lose.
I'm about to say
Saints
against us. I'm about to say
now they'll be in the bottom because they got 2 divisional losses.
Yeah, this is a big game for the Saints.
Absolutely. So
I want to play the division early. So yeah, that's a big game for them. That's even more of a okay.
All right, man.
Y'all win it. Yeah. Okay.
What about the Bucks? Who we got next? The Bucks. I mean, no. Did we already pick the Bucks or what?
Yeah, we did everybody. We
already did everybody. Okay.
The Saints and Panthers.
Got some final thoughts? Ain't closing thoughts? Which team? With anything going on?
Hey, my biggest thing is Kyle Pitts. If we see Kyle Pitts this week, we see a W. So I need to see a lot of Kyle Pitts, number 8, and we on the way to getting back to the top of the division. That's what we want to do starting this week.
Right. I say this is the game Baker Mayfield steps up. This is going to be his best football game as a Carolina Panthers. It's not hard to do because hell, he's been playing piss poor, but I believe this is going to be his best game. DJ Moore usually plays very well against the Saints. Christian McCaffrey, you will see his passing yards increase this game. This is not the game plan. I mean, the Saints have been one of the better rush defensive teams over the last, 5 years in the NFL. This is not a game that you want to sit there and say, okay, now we want to give Christian 38 carries. This is not the game for that. Now, should he get his touches to keep the defense honest? Absolutely. But this is a defense that didn't get a lot of pressure. I don't believe Marcus Mariota got sacked a lot. I just think y'all had some issues over there with injuries, DJ, that allowed some sacks with Tom Brady. But other than that, this defensive line hasn't been what they had been before. So this could be an opportunity for Baker Mayfield to really play his best football game. So, Matt Rhule, you need this, because if you don't, it might be gone. Final thoughts. Carolina's going to get the dub, but this ain't my pick. I picked the Saints, but this ain't my pick.
They need the dub.
We need the dub bad.
Hey, man. Ain't much for me to say. 2-0. Top of the division. Playing against the Green Bay Packers, which we played very well against. I continue to think it's going to happen at home, even with whatever issues. Like I said, I've watched the team over now, coming on to 2 years, weather storms. I think Todd Bowles is the right guy to lead this ship. And we going to get this dub, baby. I ain't got nothing else, man. 3-0. 3-0, baby. It must be nice not to have a lot of issues. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got a lot of worries about this. I can break it down and I can dissect it if it's a loss next week, but that's right now, man.
It's amazing what a loss gonna do to you. You're gonna have all types of problems next week.
That pressure.
I don't know. Sean J might be the person that bad luck to me because, you know, you ain't been on the show. Now you on the show.
Yeah.
So
throw all that hate on you.
Yep.
That messes me.
Yeah, man, but this was fun, man. This was fun.
I appreciate it, fellas. I appreciate the invite, man. You know it. So have me back and we can do this again.
Oh, yes, sir. Most definitely, man. DJ, get us on out here, man.
Well, you already know it's your boy DJ, Tampa Bay Buccaneers representative. And we signing out. Peace.